At its peak, the Roman Empire was the greatest civilization the world had ever known. Stretching across continents, from Britain to the sands of Egypt, it dominated with unmatched power, wealth, and innovation. But this colossal empire, built on ambition, blood, and vision, didn't fall overnight. What caused the greatest empire in history to crumble, leaving behind only ruins and legends? The rise of Rome was nothing short of legendary. A city built from the ashes of myth, its warriors swept across nations, its leaders carved their names into history. But with power came peril, and with glory came betrayal. The story of Rome is one of triumph, tragedy, and timeless lessons. This is the story of the rise and fall of the Roman Empire, an empire that shaped the world and left a legacy that still influences us today. Welcome to the journey through history's greatest empire. Rome's story begins not as a mighty empire, but as a small city-state. According to legend, in 753 BC, twin brothers Romulus and Remus, raised by a she-wolf, founded the city of Rome. It started as a settlement on the Palatine Hill, a modest beginning for what would later become the most powerful empire in the ancient world. Rome's rise was fueled by military ambition, shrewd alliances, and an unwavering belief in the Roman ethos, strength, discipline, and honor. The city grew quickly, expanding from a monarchy to a republic in 509 BC, a transformation that would set the stage for centuries of conflict and expansion. By 500 BC, Rome had established its republic, a government where power was held by the Senate, and elected officials called consuls. The Romans were fiercely proud of their republic, and they were determined to expand their influence across the Italian peninsula. The Roman legions, professional soldiers bound by loyalty and discipline, were the heart of their military might. These legions expanded Rome's territory through wars with rival city-states, like the Samnites, and powerful foes such as Carthage. One of the most dramatic chapters in Roman history was the Punic Wars. The Punic Wars, fought between Rome and the North African city of Carthage, were nothing short of epic. These wars would shape Rome's destiny for generations. Under the leadership of generals like Scipio Africanus, Rome emerged victorious in 146 BC, destroying Carthage and solidifying its dominance in the Mediterranean. As the Republic expanded, power struggles between the ruling elite intensified. Enter Julius Caesar, a brilliant general, politician, and the man who would change the course of Roman history forever. His conquest of Gaul made him immensely popular, but it also made him dangerous. In 49 BC, Caesar defied the Senate's orders and crossed the Rubicon River with his army, famously declaring, "The die is cast." Caesar's rise to power marked the end of the Roman Republic. In 44 BC, his assassination by a group of senators was a desperate attempt to save the Republic. But in truth, it was too late. The Republic was already dead, and its death was sealed by the power struggle that followed. Out of the chaos emerged Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, later known as Augustus. In 27 BC, Augustus became Rome's first emperor, and the Roman Empire was born. Under his rule, Rome entered a golden age of peace and prosperity, what we call the Pax Romana. For the next 2 centuries, Rome experienced its greatest period of stability and expansion. Augustus established reforms in government, law, and infrastructure that allowed Rome to flourish. The legions were stronger than ever, and Roman culture, art, and philosophy thrived. The Mediterranean world was united under one flag. The Colosseum, the Pantheon, aqueducts, Rome's legacy in architecture and engineering still amazes us today. But beneath the surface of this golden era, Rome was already starting to show cracks. As the Roman Empire expanded, so too did its challenges. In the 3rd century AD, Rome was racked by internal strife, economic instability, political corruption, and external invasions from Germanic tribes and Persian forces pushed the empire to the brink of collapse. It was Emperor Diocletian who tried to save the empire through sweeping reforms. In 285 AD, he split the empire into 2 parts, the Western and Eastern Roman empires, in hopes of making it easier to govern. But this division only made the empire weaker and more susceptible to threats. By the 5th century, the Western Roman Empire was on its last legs. The once mighty legions were stretched thin, and Rome's enemies grew bolder. In 410 AD, the Visigoths, led by Alaric, sacked Rome. It was the first time in 800 years that the city had fallen to a foreign enemy. In 476 AD, the final blow was struck. Romulus Augustulus, the last Roman emperor of the West, was deposed by the barbarian leader Odoacer. The Western Roman Empire was officially no more. However, the story of Rome didn't end in 476 AD. The Eastern Roman Empire, known to history as the Byzantine Empire, continued to thrive for nearly another 1,000 years. Under emperors like Justinian I, the Byzantine Empire preserved Roman law, culture, and Christianity. But even the Byzantines would eventually fall, with the sack of Constantinople in 1453 by the Ottoman Turks. Though the Roman Empire is no more, its legacy endures. The Romans gave us modern law, engineering, architecture, and even languages. Many of the concepts of governance and citizenship that we take for granted today have their roots in Roman innovations. The rise and fall of the Roman Empire is a story of ambition, triumph, and tragedy, a reminder that even the greatest of empires can fall. But in their wake, they leave a legacy that endures, shaping the world for centuries to come.